Hey, this is Sabrina Sterling on Front Row Live.
What's up, guys? Rob here from Row Live Entertainment. I am hanging out here with Sabrina Sterling. I'm excited to be talking to you. Congratulations, the debut EP is
Thank
out
you.
now. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about this EP. Ramona, it's such a meaningful EP for you. I want to dive in and talk about like just you kind of discovering the way that you write. How did you learn to write the way that you do?
I honestly don't know because I started writing on accident, and I think it just felt like really natural, and I just kind of started word vomiting on like my notes app or something and made it rhyme. I genuinely don't know. It just feels like so easy. Like it's so much easier than talking or answering questions. I really don't know what the answer is.
But like, did you have any guides or anyone like teaching you how to write? Any maybe like artists that you kind of looked up to that taught you how to write the way that you do?
I mean, I'm a really big fan of Phoebe Bridgers and Liz McAlpine and Julia Michaels. I think Julia Michaels was actually the first person that I became obsessed with, and I think I read somewhere that like she wrote for Justin Bieber a lot, and I was like, whoa, female writer, that's really cool.
That's cool.
And I think she really inspired my writing in the very beginning, and yeah, I feel like as I do co-writing sessions and I just put more hours in, I feel like I learn something every time.
Yeah. When you first wrote, were you actively trying to write something, or was this like a journal entry type of situation? Like, what was that process like for you?
Well, the first song I ever wrote, I really have no idea. I think I just was looking for a hobby, and I had like less than 400 followers on my Instagram, and I wrote the song, and I just thought it was good. I was just proud of it. I was like, it's like a little poem, and I posted it, and my friends liked it, and I was like, oh, I could do it again, maybe. And I remember when I posted it, I was like so nervous. I spent an hour just like checking everything, like the caption, like the lyrics on screen, and yeah.
So do you look back to that song today? And then if so, like, how do you feel about it today after like you've had this, this experience?
I mean, looking back, I feel like I've definitely grown from it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm really proud of it because looking at that first song, and it was really my first song, it's not that bad. Like, it sucks. Like, the singing is awful and the writing could be a lot better. But, like, for someone who just learned guitar maybe, maybe the same day or the day before. And
are you serious?
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's not terrible. So.
Wow. What? Okay, so now I'm going on a different tangent because like, what was that secret to learning the guitar same day and then being able to create something? Because like, there's people like myself who like, I love music and I want to learn instrumentation, and I try and learn guitar, and I do for a little bit, and then I get busy, and then I come back to it, and I completely forget about it. So what was your process in order to do that, let alone create that song same day?
I mean, I feel like the piano lessons that I took for 9 years definitely helped.
Yeah.
Because like people always ask me how I learned guitar, and I literally just like could not sit for like to pay attention to a YouTube tutorial. So I looked up tabs for like a guitar. I think I literally looked up like best beginner songs to learn, and I learned Dust in the Wind, and I looked up the tabs, and I was like, oh, like you just put your fingers here and here, and it's like pretty self-explanatory. And I remember learning that as like my first song, and then I don't know, I just like practiced for 8 hours. I remember like it was so painful because your fingers are not used to it.
Yeah.
And after those 8 hours, I was like, okay, I could kind of do some of the chords, like the really basic ones. And then I just started writing this poem, and I feel like at the time Olivia Rodrigo was like starting her thing, and I feel like she made me feel like I could do it. So yeah,
that's cool. I mean, you have a lot of inspiration around you, and these artists are doing it. They're making it big in the industry. You wrote that song, you released it. Did you start to feel more confident in the way that you write and create your music?
I think so. I think with every song I feel more capable, and I could see the growth, and I feel like I could actually do this.
Yeah. And then now we dive into this EP, the Ramona EP. It's very personal. I love how it seems like it's just easy for you to just open up and take us into your world and talk about these emotions and these personal feelings. Was it easy for you to do? Was this something that like just naturally happened, or did you feel like it was a challenge to be okay doing it?
I honestly think it was okay. I I don't know. I feel like ever since I started writing, there wasn't anything I didn't want to write about,
Mm-hmm.
except for maybe the dad stuff. I think I waited a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. It just felt easy, and it felt like my therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And all these songs on the EP, they didn't take very long to write. Like Mark on the Radio, for example, that took me like 10 minutes. And
Wow.
the other ones I either started in a co-writing session, or I started in my bedroom and I wrote like basically the whole song minus the bridge because I can't write bridges. And yeah, they were all done in like one day. So
Wow. You're meant to be here. Like,
I hope so.
If you're questioning it, you're meant to be here. You know, when it was when it was time to write these songs, you're mentioning how quick it was, but where do you feel that you felt challenged? Like, was there a particular song that was difficult to maybe start, maybe like finish? I know you mentioned the bridges, but like, what was that challenge that you feel you faced?
I don't know. Maybe it's like with Mark on the Radio and stuff, I feel like I had a hard time deciding what I wanted to do with the production, just because like I think a lot of my stuff is stripped back and I wanted some like upbeat things and things with more layers to it, but I felt like sometimes it took away from like the emotions in the songs. And I have this problem where if I go into a session and I have a demo of me like singing and playing and it sounds so good stripped back, I don't want to like mess it up and add stuff, but you need to add stuff sometimes.
In saying that, there's songs where like you hear the piano is very involved in the song, and then you hear others where like it's mainly the acoustic that's more involved. How do you pick and choose? Is it depending on the topic? Is it depending on the lyrics?
I think it's just like a feeling. Like with Ramona, it starts with the piano, and I think I wanted it to feel kind of dainty and stripped. And I don't know, piano just feels kind of cool to start the EP off, and the rest of it's guitar, just because I feel like I'm pretty guitar based, and like I would love to play it all myself on tour. So
yeah, that's cool. With Ramona, it's a more personal thing. You mentioned it's like first time talking about your father. Was this a song that took you some time of build up to be able to kind of like find the right words to say?
I don't know. I think it was kind of easy once I decided that I was ready to share that. I wrote it back in February of this year, and I was in my room and I was on the floor and I found these really cool chords and I was like, this is so sick. And something like, because I didn't really want to write about it, and I don't know why I decided to then, but I just came like up with this one line and I was like, wow, that really fits in like the emotion and the feeling of this chord progression. And I wrote the first half of the song and I kind of sat with it, and a month later I was in a session. They're like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know why I'm feeling it, but I thought about it after a month and I was like, let's just start it. Like, I don't know what reminded me of it, but I decided to start it. And it was with new producers, so I was kind of nervous to share because we didn't know each other very well. But they were really sweet and it clicked. And we wrote the ending, like the bridge, together. And yeah, it was kind of cool. It was scary to tell them what it was about. And I remember being in that session being like, oh God, like I feel like crying. But no, they were really cool about it. And we, I don't know, just like write really well together too. Like it's honestly just like all of us throwing out ideas and I'm just picking which ones make sense. But yeah.
Now I did notice there's different teams that you had throughout the EP, like producers and collaborators. What was it about these producers and collaborators that you felt like were the right fit for this body of work?
I feel like since I moved to LA, I've always been speed dating producers, which is kind of hard because it's fun to lock in with someone and have someone know you and understand what you want and all that. But I don't know, I feel like some of the producers, I felt like they're just like good people, and I like going to the sessions. Like I'm excited to go, and I think that's a good sign. And we just picked the songs that I like the most. I don't know.
How would you say that they pushed you to be better this time around with this body of work?
I feel like they're always pushing me, but I feel like this time I actually listened, because I think when I first moved to LA, I was always like nervous, and I felt like the imposter syndrome was very real, and I was very protective of my work, and I didn't want anyone to write on my stuff. And I feel like letting go of that ego definitely helped. And when people like tell me to do doubles and vocals, which I hate, I actually trusted the process, and sometimes it sounds good. And, I'm just letting in other people's opinions for once.
How challenging was it to let go for the first time? when it came to like lending the song to someone else to like kind of step in and help you build it?
It was a bit of a challenge. I think we had a lot of conversations about it, but I'm glad that I did it, and I feel like it definitely helped. And there's been songwriters, a lot of women that I really like writing with, and it's really fun to just chat. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel like I need to protect it all the time. Like, people know I could do this work, and I don't have to prove it to them by writing the entire song myself.
Which song would you say that really excited you the most during this process?
There's a few. Soon is my favorite. I feel like something about that song and the production is just like so good, and I'm forever going to be a fan of it. I don't really like listening to myself sing, but that one I actually do stream and listen to every now and then. But yeah, I feel like Soon is really good, and BYOB just, I don't know, it's so special. I think like it's a bit more country than the rest of my stuff, I think, but that song is really pretty, and I love listening just to like the stacks of vocal harmonies and everything. And I think the last one, Be Mark on the Radio, because that song is just like so inspiring, I feel like, and that has such a great story, and I don't know, I hope that song finds Mark.
As you mentioned, your song has like that kind of country kind of sound to it. How did that impact your vocals when you went into the booth?
I don't think it impacted it, because I don't really, I mean, I guess I can see the twang in the country and some of it, but like it just feels like me. I don't know why. I don't listen to country music. I don't think I come from that type of background. It just sounded
natural when you're listening to it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so strange, but it just worked out that way, and I think it is cool.
Yeah. You have a very delicate voice, and it's wild to me when artists have delicate voices and they're talking about these like deep personal topics, but yet they're still able to control their vocals throughout the whole time. Was that something that felt easy to you to do when you're singing about these like heartfelt songs, or did you kind of struggle doing that in the booth?
It honestly felt really easy, because I feel like that's just my voice. I think a lot of the times I try to push it, but then it's just not me, or it just doesn't make the song sound right. And I feel like when I first moved to LA and I was taking vocal lessons, I was really sad, because I was like, I'm not a belter, and I don't think I ever will be. I just am not built that way. And she told me that like we could practice and we could try to get my voice to where it could potentially be, but she was like, you have like such a delicate, soft voice, and like people like Clairo and Biba Doobie, and they don't really have like belty voices, and that's okay. And I was like, I gotta accept that and work with what I've got.
Do you think about your voice though when you're writing your music? Like, do you think about like, okay, maybe this lyric wouldn't work because I'd have to go a different type of vocal range? Or
I don't think too much about it. I think for the most part I just write, and then sometimes I'm like, wow, I can't believe I wrote that, now I have to sing it.
Why did I write that?
Yeah, it's awful, but anything for the art. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, dang, why did I do that?
What did this process of creating this EP teach you about yourself that you weren't aware of prior?
I think it taught me a lot. I think I finally shared stuff that I didn't think I was going to say, and it also just taught me a lot about like the process of putting out a project. And it's like having a label is very new to me, and I think I'm still learning, and it is a lot more than just like you write songs and you sing.
Right.
There's a lot that you have to do, and I'm still trying to understand it, and I feel like there's a lot more that I'm going to have to learn as I progress and grow, but it's tomorrow's problem.
How did the label reach out to you? How did that opportunity happen for you?
Well, I think, I mean, I don't know the full story, but I think that when I first started writing,
Legend has it,
Legend
right?
has it, that when I first started writing, I was in high school and I was 16, and I had a few labels reach out through my Instagram DMs, and I didn't check it because I don't see my requests, and I don't know, I'm just too busy thinking of high school drama in a relationship, and and then I think it took almost 2 years, for me to realize that they were there, because I decided I was going to do music subconsciously, like at the end of senior year, and my mom was like, we should get you a lawyer and a manager or something, and I was like, okay, and I didn't really think too much about it, but they were like, let's have your Instagram, let's go through those DMs, and I was like, I don't really want you in my Instagram, like that's kind of personal, but
it's a little awkward, Mom.
Yeah, but they went through it and they found like a bunch of
Wow.
labels, and I was like, whoa, that's so scary. And yeah, and then I'm signed to Disruptor in Columbia, and it's funny because like they told me that they were trying to reach out for a very long time, and yeah, imagine if I actually responded back then.
Wow. You had them sweating for 2 years.
Maybe.
That says something though. That says something about your music, especially early on. The fact the fact that you were saying 16 years old writing music, and you already had the attention of labels like Disruptor that has so many incredible artists on their roster. So, you know, what was it about them that you felt like this is what home feels like?
Well, that's a good question.
Uh-oh.
No, it's good. I think at the end of the summer, before I moved to LA and I was trying to make my decision, I was down to 2 labels, and I made one of them do an escape room with me to see if we had chemistry, and we did. But
That's cool.
there was something about my A&R that I was just like, I don't know, she felt like she was going to like put in the work, and so was I. But there's something about people at Disruptor that I was just like, they just feel like they're more in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I feel like I really did choose the people.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad with my decision.
It's cool that at such a young age you have that mentality. I feel like any other artist would have been like, I'm getting signed, so I'm just going to say yes. Yeah. But the fact that you wanted to make sure it was right for you, and that's very important. It's very important for your music. It's very important for your career. Mm-hmm. It's cool that mom was like, let's get you set up. Was she always, you know, rooting for you as far as like being an artist, or was this something that like you had a lot of conversations before she was finally okay with it?
No, honestly, I think she was okay with it from the start. But when I first started, I didn't tell her I was writing. Yeah. And she obviously knew because I was in my bedroom singing and playing. But I had this account that was secret. It was really dumb, but it was literally called Sabrina's Secret Account. But she couldn't find it 'cause, you know, she's my mother and she's old. But yeah, I started the account, and she at first was so mad because she found out about it and she wanted to follow it and see what I was doing, and I wouldn't let her because I was embarrassed. Wow. And yeah, she got really mad at me, and I think I got grounded for that. But afterwards, she was like, "Oh, it's good. You're not doing anything crazy on the internet." Yeah. And yeah, she's been supportive.
So now you write your music. Do you send it to her to listen to?
I don't, but when I come home to visit for the holidays or something, and I'm really proud of something, I'll like be like, hey, maybe we should go for a drive, and I'll play a song for you in the car. And I think a few months ago I was at my mom's, and we were driving to like Walmart or something, and I was like, I'll play you some of the stuff. And my sister was in the car too, my little sister, and they listened and they liked it. So
that's cool.
Good.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah,
that's a good feeling. Now as far as like performances go, you've had the opportunity to perform. You performed with or you opened up for Lynn Lapid recently, and you've had other shows as well. But you know, during this Lynn Lapid run, what would you say that it taught you, and you know, what was some like takeaways that you had from that tour?
Well, I feel like I learned a lot from that tour, and even though I did another tour before that, and that was technically my first one, this felt like the first real one. I think the first one didn't count because I was sick, and it was just like kind of chaotic, but it was still a fun experience. But this tour, I think, I don't know, just I did it by myself. I didn't have a tour manager. I didn't go with anybody. And that's scary. That's really scary to travel and have to do everything myself. But the people really helped, and Lynn and her band and her team have just been like so good to me. And it's kind of cool because this time, like, we were all traveling together, and I had a spot in the van, and I got to like actually interact with them, and cool. I wasn't lonely. And we played like cards before like the shows would start, and we'd go eat together sometimes, and it just felt like I was like, oh, I get to experience what it's like to be like with a band. I didn't get to play with them, sadly, but like it's fun to just like have that experience and travel with people my age and make friends.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a good experience to have. Would you say that it impacted your music moving forward? Like maybe you envisioned it differently because now you see this audience that's maybe singing along to the tracks that you're performing live?
Yeah, I definitely did. I think Lynn's stuff specifically is like so good, first of all, and so upbeat. And I was like, I kind of think I need some more of those. And I think I came home and I was like, I think I need to make some stuff that people can actually like dance to, or a little bit upbeat. And I think I'm like imagining it with the bands now, because like it's coming eventually, and I'm excited. And I think I'm thinking of these songs and like making them more produced out, so like I could have that band and make it feel a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So it's literally just you on stage, you and your guitar.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel pretty good about it. I
Yeah.
think it's a little scary just because, like, if I mess up, you can hear it. It's
But-
really
but
obvious.
That's fine.
That's true. It is a little scary, but I think that's all I've ever done. So
Yeah.
I think it would have been harder if I had a band first and then I had to do strip back sets.
That's true. Yeah.
Because then I'd feel like helpless. But yeah, I think it's good to start from the bottom and work your way up, and hopefully I get a band. It feels so cool. I like when I'm touring and I see these people play, I'm like, I want that.
Yeah.
So one day.
I'm sure soon. Yeah. During this run, did you get to test out some of the songs that are on the EP today?
I did. And I feel like most people really like them, so that's good. And a lot of the times people will come up to me after, and I always like to meet people because I feel like that's one of the best parts of tour. And
Yeah.
they came up to me, and a lot of people were like, I relate to Ramona, and I'm like, well, I'm so sorry. But they were like excited, and they were ready for it to come out. And a girl even made me a necklace that she made.
Wow.
Where she like, I don't know what she did exactly, but she like took a piece of paper and their Ramona name was on it, and it was like one of those like cool burnt looking pieces of paper, and it was in like resin, and
That's cool.
so sick.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
The fact that you got to perform these songs and test them out, did you go back home and rework some of them because you kind of got a different feel for them performing them live?
I actually didn't. I had these songs done, and I feel like I didn't want to change them because I liked them for what they were.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Ramona EP is out now. What's next for you? What can fans look forward to?
Hopefully more new music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been making so much stuff, and it's been 2 years since I moved to LA and started doing all this, and I feel like we're sitting on a lot, and now we're a little bit more locked in, and I've been making so many songs and doing so many sessions, and I feel like it's time to speed it up and put more things out and keep it consistent. So who knows?
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I look forward to catching up next time and seeing how you've evolved from now till then. And thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Thank
Guys,
you.
be sure to check out Sabrina Sterling. Debut EP Ramona is out now. And thanks for watching here on Front Row Live.